So we left off at Florence Blanchard and Latoya Luckett and the energy between Dreamgirls and the Supremes. June 30th is Florence Ballard's birthday. So we're going into Florence Ballard and the basketball player Reggie Harding. So Reggie Harding was born May 4th, passed away September 2nd. We talked about the Audrey Hepburn and the Keanu Reeves Matrix robots, connection. Because May 4th, Audrey Hepburn, 120, Jeffrey the Island, the Sophia robot, Nefertiti, ancient Egyptian DNA, consciousness AI, and then of course the Matrix Keanu Reeves and all of us in this. And your birthday portal being a time loop to travel up and down on a birthday. So September 2nd of a million years before, in a million years before, that specific day, and it could be a Julian calendar or a Gregorian calendar. It just matters that everybody's coming on the same day. Like it's like a GPS. If I say go to Egypt, do I mean Egypt in America or Egypt in Egypt? The coordinates I would to say what a number is. 92.1/35 parallel on 16th line. That's where you go, and it doesn't matter what you call it. So you call Egypt in by Africa or in Africa, or you could call Egypt in America. But if I'm looking for my daughter and she lives in Egypt, the country that they're calling Egypt now, I need to know the coordinates rather than the name. So instead of saying Keanu Reeves energy, I'm going to say I need to go into 9-2 portal. And when that portal is, it doesn't matter what you call it, that's what it is. And that is time travel in the spiritual realm. That's why it's so important to know your portal. This is the circle that you come in and out of. That's called your mama's womb. The woman in the womb, the circle, the portal. You leave one portal, you go to the light to the other portal, right? That's when you pass away and when you're born. This is what we're doing right now, the Matrix, okay? That's why they were all in that slimy stuff before they get unplugged, right? The slimy stuff. Think about the amniotic fluid in the belly, you know what I mean? So in between land is where the people from Zion talk, and we want the in between heaven on earth, future heaven on earth, which is a date. Future heaven on earth is a date on earth that all of us will be free to do what we need to do in the right bodies and do what we need to do. So we're not in heaven on earth, but we're going to get closer. And the gates, like Belinda Gates, Bill Gates, French Gates, they're trying to get through. And voodoo and certain like Ifas and different religions and Egyptians knew that there is a spiritual realm where people travel. I'm realizing after doing all your birthday decodes that there is a real realm, and it's based on the coordinates of your birthday and when you passed away, and that's who you meet. It's like the escape room. You're picking a team of people to travel with you. So since we're working on Florence Ballard, and let's get back to her. She wasn't with Reggie Harding, but she went to a school dance called a sock hop, and he GRAPE'd her, like assaulted her. And she was so traumatized. She said that story one time and never said it again. She told, I guess, the Supremes, and was like, grapes and strawberries me. He also has a son, Mr. Jr., who is in prison forever for taking someone out, eliminating someone from the earth plane. So Reggie Harding was actually taken out by Carl Scott. They were actually at a basketball court, and they got into an argument where Reggie picked the guy up and put him down. Later on, the guy came back with the pium and eliminated him. So he passed away. So just imagine Reggie Harding, May 4th, September 2nd, Matrix, Keanu Reeves, iRobot, Spiritual Travel, the Jeffrey Island, the Ghislaine Maxwell's of the world, time traveling on these portals, May 4th, December 2nd, really trying to do things. Like Justin Trudeau, Ghislaine Maxwell, 12/25 birthday. December, Christmas, Jesus, right? The Neo, the one, Jesus. The person who wrote Neo, Sophia Stewart, wrote The Matrix and The Terminator. So Terminated, people running in and out of these portals to try to take out the people that might be the future of heaven on earth. You're at the gate, you look in the future. Yes, I know these people are the villains and these two are good people, but a lot of times when you are watching movies where the superheroes are all most of them are non-melanated. They came up with Black Panthers, Wakanda Forever, and they updated it and added some superheroes. We have 1 million Black people who superhero movie TV shows now because you can actually see the real faces. So again, you're gonna see the faces of the people doing the evil work when people that weren't us were controlling the movies. They can't see us. Imagine you go to sleep and you see me and I'm the one that's going to tell you all birthday decodes. You think I want them to know what I look like? Heck to the no. I don't want no one to look like. I'm in the spiritual realm. They're going to trap me because they can see in the realm. They have artificial intelligence. It's like you put a dream on a computer program and you can watch someone's dream and then they see Sophia going through doing things in the spiritual realm. Because I have wings in the spiritual realm. I was an angel. I got my wings, y'all. So the point is that when I'm awake, though, I'm just a single mother of 3. That's so I don't look like that. But I'm helping y'all with birthday decodes, which is still as important as having wings in real life. I may not have money to help y'all. Y'all can donate to my website under funding. It's Paradise is Her. I'm working with someone right now, my friend Blue, and we are working on getting heaven on earth, which is starting a nonprofit to help single mothers so that way they could raise some decent men to get the family back together and build some money and empires. Anywho, that is the matrix. That is the point of this whole video a little bit. Using gematria, using symbolism, using things, you could kind of piece together the stories, okay? They had a whole story about Mr. Jeffrey. He told people he funded the robot named Sophia, allegedly. Sophia is my name. Sophia means wisdom. Okay, Sophia had 3 daughters. So when you look at Florence Blanchard, Florence and the machine, the cog system, the matrix. Okay, so you have people on here like Taylor DeClue, Darian, Mama Panda. You have Gematria FX you have Sloan Bella, you have a million melanated psychics and a million people that are all colors in the spiritual realm, figuring out Gematria, figuring out like, yo, there's some type of mechanism that happens that you cannot see. That's when we get back to this. December 25th, also portal for JonBenet Ramsey. So that's another story. Like I said, when you see these people, she's born on Haitian Revolution, 821, Nat Turner Rebellion, 821. That's when they started it. So it's telling you the story without telling you who the story is. We have the people they could see are them. They're traveling. So if you're born June 30th, pay attention. And if you're born at any birthday, pay attention. But June 30th is the birthday decode I'm working on, and we're getting to why Florence Blanchard would have a Reggie Harding doing that to her just randomly or whatever, because he's sent. Some people are sent to try to destroy you before you become who you're supposed to become in life. They come from your birth. You're a foster child or something happens when you're birth. If that don't work, they come in your high school year. If that don't work, they come in your college years. If that don't work, they do it in your career. If that don't work, they do it in your love life. If that don't work, then they take your kids. If that don't work, they take you. If that don't work, honey, it keeps going. And then you're born again in the portal. Do the Eye of the Storm. Do the women. And they try again because they follow you throughout ancient Egypt, Lemuria, and make sure you don't pop up. So you might not look the way you think you're supposed to look because you're undercover. You might be in the wrong body, male, female, female, male, because you are in witness protection program. So let's get back to He Got Game. In He Got Game, if you watch this movie and then you read about Reggie Harding's life, it's very similar. So when you look at these characters for 630, just know a lot of these might be on your portal. Go watch He Got Game, because a lot of that story is about Reggie Harding, which is connected to Florence Ballard, which is 630 birthday. Also, Denzel Washington played in Tenet, where people go backward and forward in time. So definitely watch Tenet, Tenet. Very good movie. So Reggie Harding, the basketball player, he had a very hard life. That his son had a very hard life. Reggie Harding mothers gave him up. He's born May 4th. But she did follow his career and followed him throughout his life. He ended up making it to NBA. He made it immediately after high school. They really looked for him. He didn't have good enough grades to go to college. So a year later, he went to play in NBA. He actually was trying to get into NBA quicker, but they have a thing about being out of high school in a year or something like that. But it reminds me of He Got Game, where they want him to go straight to the NBA, or like how Kobe Bryant, NBA. But in this movie, this guy is end up taking his wife out because of anger management and drinking problems. But Reggie Harding had a lot of substance abuse problems. And so that was a lot of his life. But imagine where his childhood and then how he dealt with things, And then imagine his son's childhood, because his father ultimately was taken out by Carl Scott on a basketball court, or a park by the basketball court or something. And at the time, Reggie Harding was trying to get straight. He was getting off all the substances and trying to do good in his life. And they're going to come get you. When you're trying to do good, they send random people. Just like when he was probably on a substance, he was sent for Miss Ballard. It's like remote viewers coming to get her through him. The people on the other realm, the Matrix, are coming through anything to try to mess up the melanated ethnic people on the spiritual realm. There was actually a character from White Men Can't Jump that was based off of him. And 2 weeks before he passed away, his biological mom, had gotten pum by her man. She got eliminated by her man 2 weeks before. Then he got eliminated. This all is spiritual matrix things going on.